Let me start with number 1. I call these 5 as 5 Shaktis, strengths which all of you already have, only need to recognize within your own self. The first Shakti, I'll call it Ichha Shakti. The will, the intent, that innate essence of what you stand for, that you need to possess within your own self. Going back 26 years ago, I would again take example of Captain Vikram Batra. If you have gone through the newspapers of today, the Param Veer Chakra posthumous. He stood there saying, Dil mange more. He wanted more and more of wanting to go ahead across the frontiers where the enemy was sitting, facing the bullets and being able to go one after the other to capture each and every single post, to oust the enemy from where they were sitting on our territory. It was well possible within him to have that will, to throw the darkness, to throw the fear out of the window, to be able to face the bullets, to face the enemy absolutely gallantly and go one after the other till finally he made the supreme sacrifice. It is that will that all of you need to imbibe, and I am reminded of one of the Qurans which I learned while I was in school here in Maramani. And I'm sure all of you are Vidwans of Quran and you would all know it much better than what I am. It is possibly in the Quran number 5 if I'm not wrong. It talks of Irul se Irvinayam Sera Iraivan Purul se Fugar Purinda Mattu. He throws the aspects of fear and all that is actually dangerous and is able to take forward the will to act, to go forward with the righteous aspects of something which is most enriching in the value, the content. That's most important. The number 2 Shakti that I will come to is not just having the will alone, is to go to the Kriya Shakti, the action orientation, where you need to take forward that particular will, need to translate it and put it into action. I can recollect on this count when I was in Sri Lanka and we were leading the way forward into the LTT camps where they were firing at us and they were laying a whole lot of mines and improvised explosive devices, and we were to lead the way. There were Jawans who were right behind me, coming running forward, telling me, Saab, you cannot go ahead. People behind me are calling me Darpok, Banganguli. You cannot let me stay behind. I will go ahead of you. And I was trying to pacify them, saying that no, you cannot afford to do this. You are getting into extreme danger. But that is the sense of action, orientation which was there within them. And this kind of sense of action orientation comes from discipline. And that discipline is something that each of you, especially the likes of impressive NCC and all the other drills that I have seen, are something that I'm sure all of you will carry forward. Again, getting back to the very famous and very popular Quran, Ulukkam Viluppam Tharalan, Ulukkam Veerinam Muppapadam. That is the essence of being able to prove yourself with that sense of discipline. The essence of eminence comes from discipline. And you would be able to go forward by enforcing that self-discipline in each and every one of you. The third Shakti which you need to come about is when you undertake Kriya Shakti and you take actions, it is not always that you are going to succeed. There will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be defeats, and yet you will learn. And that Shakti is the Jnana Shakti. And that Jnana Shakti is something which is not what is taught in the classroom. It is not what you learn by scoring just marks alone. It is far beyond that. And that Jnana Shakti comes from the wisdom of the knowledge of having put that into practice. And those aspects of what you learn by even failing or not doing well enough is something that is very, very profound. It will last you for a lifetime. And those are the lessons that you need to carry forward in life always. Never sit back to say that yes, you have failed. Learn from those mistakes to see what you're going to go through next. And once again, getting back to the Qurans, there's no doubt that each and every one of you already knows the famous Quran, Kar Kar Kasadara, Karpavai Katrappen Atarpetagar. You need to take forward by implementing what you have learned. Even in the classroom, think of how it is actually being applied. Use it for the greatest advantage. Think of the strategic wisdom, the larger picture, the larger image of what you are learning. Those are the kinds of lessons that will carry you all the way forward in life. Coming next, in the fourth Shakti which I would like to tell you about is what I call the Balidana Shakti. It's not just when you gain the wisdom that you need to feel nice that yes, you have the will, you have the action, and you have got the wisdom, but you also need to understand how you are going to carry out the service, the selflessness, that aptitude of wanting to do for the other, to serve the rest of the community, the society. And that is the most individual essence which comes out in many a Quran which Thiruvalluvar has repeatedly stated in many different ways. Those are things that you should carry forward in terms of what is it that you can do to make you rise far above and not just remain at the mundane level. Having said all this is something that you would have all seen. Many of you must have seen the movies like Amaran, or for that matter, where many of those would have learned the famous Bharatiya song, Achamille, Achamille, Achamille. Have you heard of this particular song? Achamille, Achamille, Achamille. There is absolutely no fear. And whatever may be the kind of hurdles that come in the way, there is nothing that is going to stop each and every one of you. So have that sense of service to be able to deliver, come what may, irrespective of the types of opposition or the obstacles that are there in front of you. The fifth and the last Shakti that I wanted to share with you is what I would call as Ananda Shakti. What you do, you must enjoy what you do. Feel the thrill of doing it. Feel nice about it. And make everyone around you feel nice about it as well. Spread the happiness around. And it is well possible by doing just that, having that intent, executing that action, taking forward the wisdom, doing it with a sense of service, and finally having that sense of happiness. When you look at that sense of happiness, you must always remember what the essence of what Sri Shankara Vidyashramam itself keeps mentioning to you. Remember always that you need to look at the people who have given you all this jnana. Mata, Pita, the ones whom you need to always look up to. Feel the essence of what your mother and your father stand for. Above all, the hardworking, most diligent teachers who are trying to impart that knowledge to you. It is your responsibility, each and every student, that you have to make them proud. You have to stand up for what you are, not just for what your family is, but what the school is all about, the values that are being taught to you. And that is something that you should carry the flag of the school always and every time. There are wonderful role models for you to follow, and the list is endless, like what I've seen. You have dozens and dozens of names who are already, climbing the ladder up in different fields. From Kirtana to Madhumita to Valliyammai to Ravi to Vikram to Gautam to Niranjan, you name it. There are so many of them. I could go on and on to see the kind of lives, be it from the Supreme Court to the Army to the Navy to the dentistry to the IIT.